comments there, I think, were right. We have played them 3 times, and all 3 have been almost identical type of games. Really, we had played well, I thought, throughout the game. Both teams are very good offensively. Both can shoot it really well, but people like Postgame score. Both have a lot of balance, and it's no surprise that all 3 games were very, very close. I just thought we made enough big plays. I thought Mason Michelson had just a fantastic game. Some big jump shots for us when the shot clock was running down. Big free throws late to show a lot of toughness against our offense. Kristen has started off well, shooting the ball. Carried that into the second half. Had a really big bucket for us late in that game too. It was just a sign of I think, a team that's come a long way this year. A team that's got an opportunity to play for a tournament championship tomorrow. So we're very, very excited about it.
Okay, let's open it up to questions to the players.
Kristen, being a South Dakota girl, it seems like yesterday you started your career. As your career is winding down, how big was this game for you today?
I'm just trying to make the most of every opportunity that I have left. And there's not too many games left in my career, and I want to make them all count, and I want to be a part of this program as long as I possibly can. So every chance I get to be on the floor, I just want to give it all I can to help this team.
One more time, please introduce yourself as you ask the question. Thank you.
Kristen, Terry Vanderbeck with the Argus Leader. Going into the game, IPFW, after you beat them last time, they kind of challenged you. They said, we want to play them again. Nobody's really come at you guys like that. Did that motivate you at all? Did that, again, it's a different approach than most teams have taken to playing you.
We try and not get caught up in any of that stuff, really see it as a distraction. We're worried about what South Dakota State has to do to win, and we know all that stuff's out there. We know people want to play us, but at the same time, that's a compliment. We want to play you because you're a good team, because you've been successful, and we've won the tournament the past few years, and that says something.
Macy, Stu with the Argus Leader, you obviously got hounded quite a bit by their point guard, and did that help you get into the flow of the game a little bit? I mean, because you had to be kind of on your toes the entire time. You're getting hounded and haunted by her, so it seemed like that got you more involved, and you were involved in all aspects tonight.
They got me more involved, but also it's just another challenge that they think their guard can take care of me, and it's just a challenge that I had to accept, and I accepted it. And she's a good player. I mean, I just want to take care of the ball and get us into our offense.
Have to keep your temper when you play against someone like that too, or what?
Mason, June Nelson with KSFY. Give us a sense of kind of the physicality at the end of the game and just the overall energy that was brought in with the crowd and the tightness of a game, and just kind of that adrenaline you guys might have felt.
There's a lot of adrenaline at the end of the game. I mean, it's a big game to get us into another big game, and we just wanted to make the most of it. And we played hard, we played tough, and we came out with a win.
Kristen, Jim Edwinski, Kelly TV, you came out on fire from the field, shooting really well. Did you know early that you feeling good today? Did you feel in the warm-ups? When did you kind of know that you were kind of in the zone tonight?
Actually, I didn't feel that great in the warm-ups. My legs were kind of tired. It took a while to get in the flow of the game, and once we got out there, and when you run out in front of the arena crowd, and there's 5,000 fans cheering for you, it really picks up your energy. And once you hit an early bucket, it's easy to get going from there. And I hit one, and then I hit another, and then after that, I just felt like anything I put up was going to be a good shot for me.
Kristen, look at you with the Daily Republic. Kind of talk about that last shot you had, that last field goal. Looked like once you got to the ball, you just went straight for the bucket and had to go around a couple defenders.
Towards the end of the game, they're really, really trying to prevent us from getting the ball inside to Jenny and Katie. So I knew once they reversed it to me, the girls were going to be closing out, and I just had an opportunity to make a play, and I took it baseline. And from there, it was just a tough shot that, unfortunately for me, it went in, but it couldn't get away.
Kristen, Matt Zimmer, Argus Leader, can you look ahead to playing Oakland in the final? I mean, coming off a pretty impressive performance this morning.
Oakland has looked really good the past 2 days. The last 2 games that we've seen them play, their defense has been incredible, and they've just shut down teams and shut down players, and we've got to be ready to go. And they're a team that rebounds the ball really well. We had success against them when we played them at their place a couple weeks back, but it's definitely going to be a tough game. It's going to be a battle.
I see Mark Golden of KDLT. When they cut your lead, when you guys went up by 10, I think it was, with 11 points with 5 minutes to go, I kind of thought the game was over. They cut it down to 1 with a minute to go. How concerned were you at that point?
I wasn't concerned. I knew that we'd come out, we'd play hard, and we were going to play our best, and we're going to do our best to have a good turnout. And that's what we did. We played tough, and we made the plays down the stretch.
Any more questions?
When you saw the result, I guess, Macy, when you saw the result of the Oral Roberts Oakland game, what was your reaction to that? I mean, Any preference there on who you guys face for the championship?
We're gonna take on whoever wins and plays the best in the game before us, and it happens to be Oakland. I mean,
You got more history with Oral Roberts, I guess, but.
well, yeah, we have history with them, but Oral Roberts isn't in the championship. Oakland is, and that's who we're gonna face.
One more question, please. Christian, Mason, thank you. Go ahead. Back to locker. If you'll leave to the right, follow around the back.
One note on the box here is the records are not yet updated. South Dakota State increased to 18 and 13, IPFW 20 and 10.
Did you get that? The records? Let's go ahead and open it up to questions for Coach Johnston.
Coach, Anne Marie Anderson of ESPN followed these gentlemen's question. When that lead was cut to 1 point, how concerned were you at that point to watch those 10 points get beaten up?
Well, you know, it's never what you want. Those are the tough games to lose, games that you look back on for sometimes years, and if you're a senior in your career, you remember that. You know, we had a front end of a 1-on-1 by a player that shoots 90%, or stats don't do that, but she hasn't missed a lot of free throws and Jill Young. Then we had a couple of, one was a layup and one was a pretty good post move that didn't go in. We did have one bad turnover where we just panicked and threw it to half court, had a little bit of a tough shot out of it. So we had a couple of possessions that weren't great, but we actually had some productive possessions where we just didn't put the ball in the basket. You know, we still defend. They had a couple of looks. We got caught trapping that very late, I think, minute to go. We've been trapping for a couple of seconds before that, and then they caught us really in an overload and got a layup. But you know, we defended pretty well. But we, you know, Macy's free throws were good. That seemed to right the ship a little bit, so it went down.
Coach, that said, what's to say kind of about the mental toughness of your team and the determined to prove it that they are right now?
Yeah, you know, we've lost our share of close games this year too. We finally came out on the right side of one.
You talked about the home crowd can cause pressure as well as give you a boost. And do you think you guys are feeling it? Because you did have a few possessions that you just sort of outlined that were not real impressive toward the end there.
Yeah, I think it's pressure. Yeah, I do. I just think it's pressure at the moment, and it's also playing against a very good team. You know, sometimes when we as coaches and players talk a lot about how good we are and what we want to do, it really distracts away from how good we really are. And in Fort Wayne, I think it's a very good team, and everybody saw that today. They've got very good players at every position, and they really can spread you out and cause a lot of problems. So, you know, it outlines the fact that we really beat a very good team, and we're excited about it.
Coach, you talked a bunch of times during the season about it's not a matter of saying the right things, it's going out and doing it. What point did that shift? What point did you feel like you started getting things done in any specific ways where that really happened?
Yeah, I mean, we, you know, I really thought it was after the 2 overtime losses at home to Fort Wayne and Oakland. Or close games against good teams, and we just didn't come out on the right side. I wish it would have happened sooner than that, because we had plenty of chances to learn from mistakes before that. But I just thought after that we really committed to defending better and rebounding better. This is the first team that we played in a long time to score this many points and shot this well. Our defense the last month of the season has been excellent, and we just really committed ourselves to more toughness plays as opposed to talking about doing it. And I don't know why. I wish I could say there was an exact reason. We finally got serious about those ideas and it paid off.
Coach, your thoughts on Oakland and what they bring?
You know, they're just no nonsense. You know, coming into the tournament, you just don't hear Oakland say anything. They just come in and play great basketball. I do think they play very good defensively. We caught them, you know, in February at their place when they were without their starting center, which really changed things. They got a little bit of foul trouble early, and that game just kind of got away from them. But I don't think that's an indication of the kind of team they are. Today, they were just no nonsense. After they won a game, it looked like, you know, any other win for them. That's the kind of team they are. It's no surprise that they're playing in the championship game. They've been there before, and they've been one of the great teams in our league.
Will your approach change at all based on just how impressive they were today?
You know, when they shoot it that well, they're awfully good. And we've had some success really trying to take away some of their inside. I'm not talking post moves, but they cut and they move exceptionally well without the ball. They offensive rebound, they get the transition. They just kill teams with layups. And today they also shot it exceptionally well, so that is going to be a challenge for us. We didn't defend the three-point line great in this game against Fort Wayne. We've always been good at defending the three-point line. That's been something we try and stress, so we're going to have to really look at that as we get ready to play them tomorrow. And you know, they just have one of the most complete players in our league on their team. Not many people can play the point guard and the center, defend and do all the things that she can do. So they've got the players to win tomorrow.
Do you see any significance in making the final 3 times, or do you have to win it 3 times for it to matter?
I think so. I mean, runner-up at this point is no different than losing in the first round, really. And you end up with the exact same compliments and pats on the back afterwards. So, you know, I told the team in the locker room, we're not, you know, reminiscing here about the year, but I'm still really proud of them. They've really done a lot. They've played great basketball here the last month, as well as any team that we've had. And you know, their record won't ever show that. We've had some really good teams, but for the last probably 35 days, this team has been a great team, fun team to coach, fun team to be part of.
Some people would have the theory when you're up.
Home tomorrow,
I'm sorry, Mark. Some people would have the theory when you're up 3 to foul at the end there. I thought you guys did the right thing, just by playing good defense, getting your long arms up. Is that something you had to think about, though?
No, we've made that decision ahead of time. We lost 1 game on it, I think, maybe I can't remember, first or second year as head coach. And down at UNO, they hit a 3 and beat us in overtime. And we've won a lot of games with not, but I can't tell you which ones. I remember the one that we lost, but we did foul, and it still drives me nuts. But we've committed to that plan. We had 5 players we felt could switch every screen on the floor. We felt like we could stay with them. We knew if they were going to hit a shot, it's probably going to have to be a really tough one, and that we'd have to live with.
Mark, go ahead.
Is having 3 straight days of games going to benefit you tomorrow, having Frost Arena South as a home court advantage?
You know, I hope so. You need as much energy you can get in that last game. You know, Oakland made it look easy, but they put a lot into that game today, too. That was not a cakewalk against a good Oral Roberts team, so both teams are going to be feeling those effects. We played them in the championship 2 years ago, so they're not going to be surprised by the atmosphere. They're not going to be surprised by the type of game. We know each other really well. We've had really good games with them, so I would think it'd be a fun basketball game again tonight.
Okay, Coach Johnson.